watching Currents play local shows, pretty much most of the time the band was together. Like I remember seeing them play super small venues in like weird corners of Connecticut for years. When I started playing music, we ended up playing a lot of shows together, and I got to know them as people. And you know, after a couple of years, projects would fall through and things would just not work out anymore, and ended up in kind of like a spot where I wasn't really doing anything musically. And then when it came to pass that Currents needed a vocalist, they came to me about it, and I just remember being like, yeah, of course, absolutely. I would say there's three big influences I had. Would be Bullet for My Valentine. That was like the first big band that I like had gotten into. All That Remains, and then Linkin Park. Those three bands, that was what made me want to start screaming, singing, whatever, doing vocals. As far as the record goes, we were listening to like a lot of different stuff. The record was written over the course of about a year, but when we were recording, I remember I listened to a lot of Architects, and I think you can hear that a lot in the recordings. Some of the singing parts is very influenced by stuff that they were doing. And instrumentally, Still World by The Animate came out, and we were just sitting there in Florida listening to it, front to back, and just being in awe of how like incredible it sounded. The place I feel safest is a lyric in the title track of the record. What it basically means, and it ties in with the art that we chose for it, is sometimes the place that you feel safest isn't the best place to be. When we're in a situation, it can be a relationship, a job, really it can apply to anything you put your mind and your time and your effort into. Sometimes it's not where you're meant to be, sometimes it's not a good position, sometimes it's not, you're not under people or with people that really care about what you want to do. Maybe you feel secure in that situation, but it's not the best place for you to be because it's temporary. Like, you can be broken up with, you can be laid off, you can, any number of things can happen. We went down to the Wade studio in Winter Park, Florida, and worked with Andrew Wade, who's done a crazy number of bands, super talented, and it was awesome. We've done studio work before, we've, gone to different people, and recordings, they sound great. Going to somebody who's proven, has this incredible talent under his belt and these crazy records that have come out in his name, it was kind of intimidating at first, but getting to meet him and talk to him, he's just, an awesome person to work with, super helpful, very creative, and worked really closely together, coming up with some of the parts, brought something new and different to the record, and just made it something really special. I think that what people really want to do at the end of the day is just connect, and that's what I strive to have with this band. I want to just, I want to connect with fans, I want to connect with other bands, I want to connect with my bandmates, and just foster this community with our music and how they hear the music and how they react to it. When we play in Connecticut, we have this crazy community that happens. Like, people are screaming in our faces, and everyone's having a good time, and then we're hanging out talking about life right after and right before, and that's the kind of thing that I want. Not just in Connecticut, I want to be able to go to California and have that. I want to be able to go to Europe and have that. I want to be able to go to Japan and have that. That's the kind of community that we want to foster with our music and with everything that has to do with the band, is that people have a place to connect. People have a place to relate to. People have something that they can take with them outside of just a show. And not just with us, I want that to spill into other bands, into other scenes, and kind of just make everything better.